Okay, we're live. Hello, and welcome to the second instalment of Hanna and Eastwood Get Real, the podcast. Thank you all for tuning in last week. And if you're returning to watch us again this week, I have to ask, why are you here? And what are you doing with your life? Maybe you'd like to take a trip to Barnard Castle. And I hear they're doing hearing tests as well now. So Specsavers are getting a run for their money. So in this episode, we're going for a bit of a different theme. We're going to be looking at our top 20 musical comedy songs in the first half, and then we're going to have a short break to discuss a bit of current affairs because quite a lot has happened since last week. And then in the second half, we're going to discuss our top 20 Fascinating Aida songs. So there's definitely a musical comedy theme to today's show. So I'll hand over to Sam to kick things off.
Now, we met on Saturday night to discuss what 20 songs made the list, and of course there are some artists that we may have missed out, such as Monty Python. But I think there may be some special mentions after we create the collaborative list. If we've missed a song that you think should have made the top 20 list, leave a comment. Maybe we've never heard of it, so it gives us a chance to learn some new songs. So moving swiftly onwards, my number 20 is a song by Tim Vine called My Marvelous Metronome.
That is the same as me, so we're off to a flying start.
No conflict as of yet.
No, I'm sure that's going to change quite rapidly.
Number 19, I Got It From Agnes by Tom Lehrer.
Okay. I've got This Is My House, also by Tim Vine. And by the way, if any of you don't know these songs, I'd advise you afterwards to go and have a look at them on YouTube. I think all of them are available to see on YouTube. So
we highly recommend them all. Well, they've
hence
made our
why
top
they're
20.
on the top 20.
Number 18, 5 puffs and 2 pianos. And I never thought I would be saying that on a podcast.
Yes, that's his affair. That's your affair. But right, 18. I've got I Got It From Agnes. So a bit similar there with the ranking of that song.
Number 17, Bum to the World by Victoria Wood.
Okay. I have got Sad by Bo Burnham.
I've got that in a very different slot.
Yeah, this is a song that I've only recently discovered. So I think you've obviously learnt it. We listened to it for a lot longer. So yeah, that's probably why I've ranked it a lot lower.
16, This Is My House by Tim Vine.
Okay. I have got Poisoning Pigeons by Tom Lehrer.
15, I have F Sharp by Tim Minchin. And I'll explain why it's so high up a little bit later.
Yeah. And 15, I have Soon You'll Be Dead.
14, I have Poisoning Pigeons in the Park by Tom Lehrer.
14, I have 5 puffs and 2 pianos.
What you get up to during lockdown?
I don't know. Why has this even made the list? I mean, doesn't say a lot about us, does it?
Number 13, We Will All Go Together When We Go.
That is the same as me. So there's 2 that we've got in the same ranking.
Number 12, Soon You'll Be Dead by Sammy J and Randy.
Yeah. I have got Prejudice by Tim Minchin. And that's not as bad as it sounds. It's a very funny take on
gingers.
On gingers specifically.
And that comes in at my number 11. That just misses out on the top 10 spot for me.
And at number 11, I have The Masochism Tango by Tom Lehrer.
Wow.
Which again has only just missed out on the top 10. It's a very tough decision that something had to be sacrificed.
Number 10 for me is Taboo by Fascinating Aida.
Okay, I have Bummed the World by Victoria Wood.
Number 9, Alarm Bells by Tim Vine.
Yeah, and number 9, I have Political Correctness Gone Mad by Victoria Wood, which I think is a very fitting song for the current times.
Number 8, It Isn't Too Late to Be Famous.
Now, I think this one may surprise you, but I have Leader by Fascinating Aida in at number 8.
Number 7, I have Political Correctness Gone Mad.
I have Alarm Bells by Tim Vine as number 7.
Number 6, I have Sad by Bo Burnham.
Interesting. I have F Sharp by Tim Minchin, which is a fantastic piece. It's more of an orchestral piece than rather than a hilariously comical song, but it's very cleverly put together.
Number 5 for me, and I will explain my reason for F Sharp here, is number 5 is Leader.
Oh,
and
right.
Leader is higher up the list for me because I think it's a much more comical song.
Similar, isn't it?
Dilly's dancing whilst playing the piano, lying down flat while still playing the piano. Adele's ability to do the chair dance whilst singing sort of puts Tim Minchin to shame.
Oh, but the musicianship of Tim Minchin, though, is undeniable.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's a tough call.
As you said, it's F sharp is more an orchestral piece,
Yeah,
whereas Leader is more like a solo piece
yeah.
with backup musicians.
At number 5, I have It Isn't Too Late to Be Famous by Fascinating Aida.
Song number 4, Song of Sexual Reorientation.
Same here.
Um, I was gutted that it didn't rank a little bit higher, but the songs
There's too
that
much
made the top
competition.
3, the songs that made my top 3, there was no argument against it.
Yeah. Okay.
My song number 3 is The Masochism Tango by Tom
Oh,
Lehrer.
I have The Ballad of Barry and Frida
Oh,
in at number 3.
this is where we start conflicting. Number 2, I have Dogging by Fascinating Aida.
Oh, I have Taboo by Fascinating Aida.
And my number 1 is The Ballad of Barry and Frida.
My number 1 is Dogging by Fascinating Aida.
As soon as we chose Barry and Frida to go on the list, I saw that as a very clear winner.
Did you? See, it's a very similar song to Dogging, but I don't know. It's at the same time, it's along the same lines.
I think it's more similar to Getting It than it is to Dogging.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Um,
Because Getting It seems like more of a sequel to Barry and Frida. Like she's allowed him to do the business, and now
yeah.
she's getting fed up of it.
I mean, I based all of my rankings really on. I was trying to remember what my initial reaction was like when I first saw each song, and for me, there was no contest between my reaction to Dogging by Fascinating Aida and the rest. It was just the most hilarious song I've ever seen. So
Shall we
that's
do a
my
collaborative list now?
yeah. We can attempt to. So obviously, there's not really much conflict in what's going to be in it at 20.
20 is My Marvelous Metronome, hands
It's
down.
not a very original song, is it? But it's just quite.
It's clever. It's very
It's
clever.
clever, and it's funny because it's Tim Vine. Um, but yeah, I thought it should make the list anyway.
Number 19.
So yes, I had This Is My House, and you had.
I Got It From Agnes.
I think we. Hmm.
This is where it becomes very hard.
It does, because I know that I Got It From Agnes in at 18, so our view of that song is quite similar. But then our view of This Is My House is still fairly similar, but
I am happy to put This Is My House in at number 19.
okay.
And I Got It From Agnes in at 18.
Yeah. Okay. We're making progress. So I think 17 we're going to have a bit of a problem here.
Yes, because I
Because
have
I've got,
Bump to the World.
and I have Sad by Bo Burnham, which you put in at, which number did you rank it at?
I ranked Sad at 6.
I thought you did. That's quite a discrepancy there. So,
But of course, we have a whole list of songs that we could potentially replay, re, replace.
yeah. So,
Um, Part of me wants to put Political Correctness Gone Mad.
down at 17.
That at 17.
Ooh. Well, I had that at 9, so this is a very
Well, how
difficult.
about 5 Puffs and 2 Pianos? I had
Yeah,
that at
I would say so because we're fairly similar on that. So yeah, we'll go with that. I mean,
number
up until
16.
yeah, okay. So I got Poisoning Pigeons.
I had This Is My House, but obviously,
Yeah.
Poisoning Pigeons I had at 14.
Well, I'm happy to move that up
14.
to 14 if you put This Is My House in there because I had that quite low as well. So.
But This Is My House is at 19 anyway, so.
Oh yeah.
How about F sharp?
So you. Oh. This is where it is going to get. It's going to get tricky. Okay. I can't really see what. What about Bun to the World?
Yeah, that was my number
I don't
17
think
anyway.
I'm willing to budge on F sharp quite yet. It deserves to be higher than that.
Number 15. I had F sharp, but you're not willing to budge on that.
When I had Soon You'll Be Dead, which you put up at, what did you put that was?
I put that as 12. Just for the gluten intolerant. No one is gluten
Just to have a bit
intolerant
of a
out
dig at
there.
me, yeah. Would you be willing to switch those around?
No. I think soon you'll be dead is.
I mean, in fact, if you've known it for longer, then okay,
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Maybe I'll warm into it the more I see it. But. So 14.
We haven't chosen a 15 yet.
That's a good point. Just hoping you wouldn't notice that. So, any suggestions?
So 16 we've got Bum to the World.
Yeah.
Sad by Bob Burnham. I'm happy to shift on that one.
Okay, yeah. So we've got Sad in at 15.
14, we put Poison and Pigeons.
Yeah.
So 13.
Happy with that. We
I
will
had
all go together.
Did we both agree on that?
I think
one?
we both agreed on that.
Number 12.
Prejudice I had in at number 12.
I'm happy to put Prejudice in at number 12.
Okay. Which song are you sacrificing for that?
But Soon You'll Be Dead was my number 12.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. Okay. Number 11.
Soon You'll Be Dead.
Yeah.
I don't think
That's
it's a
fair
top
enough.
10. It's not a top 10.
No.
Not
I
top
would
10.
agree on that. Yeah, that's fine. I'm happy
And
to shift masochism.
its actual name is Perspective, because the Soon You'll Be Dead bit gives it away.
Right, okay.
Just a little bit of a background story on that. You can sleep easy now, Harry. You can sleep easy.
Yeah. I can relax now, and I feel like I've been enlightened.
Number 10.
Well, I had Bum to the World in at number 10.
That's obviously at number 16.
We've shifted quite considerably. And you had Taboo. Oh dear. See, I had that in at number 2, so I'm not sure about that.
What about F sharp? Are you willing to budge on F sharp yet?
Yeah, that's more realistic. I put it as 6, so yeah, you can put that in.
Number 9. I had Alarm Bells.
Yeah. We shift. Did we shift Politically Correctness Gone Mad?
Not yet.
Not yet. That's what I had in at number 9. I'm happy to say Alarm Bells. To agree with you on that for 9, because I think actually Politically Correctness Gone Mad could shift upwards.
I think Politically Correctness Gone Mad is funnier than Alarm Bells.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe it's the use of language. Number 8, I had It Isn't Too Late to Be Famous.
Yeah, I had Leader for that. So
I'm not going to budge on Leader.
Yeah, that's fine then. I had It Isn't Too Late to Be Famous at 5, so yeah, we can shift that down to 8.
We could say Political Correctness Gone Mad at number 8.
Yeah. I think the other two are too good. Leader and It Isn't Too Late to Be Famous. They're too good. We have to have them higher up.
Number 7. What did you have?
I had Alarm Bells in at number 7.
I had Political Correctness Gone Mad. So both of our number 7s have been listed elsewhere.
So
I'm happy to budge on Masochism Tango if you had it listed. So
I had it at 11. Masochism. I don't think it can go higher than 7.
It's very funny though.
It is very funny, but I just think there are funnier songs in this list.
Number 6.
Hang on, no, I didn't. F sharp I had at number 6, but
I had Sad, and both of those have gone in.
Yeah.
Isn't Too Late to Be Famous?
Yeah, that's fine, because that's only one place different to where I had it.
Because it seems, looking at the list, the Fascinating Aida songs haven't even made an appearance yet.
No.
So we both agree that Fascinating Aida ruled the top 5
There's
comedy
absolutely
songs.
no bias here at all. Right. So, I mean, there was no contest for me. I knew that there'd be Fascinating Aida songs at the top of my list. No question.
Number 5.
Well, I had It Isn't Too Late to Be Famous, so
I Have a Leader.
yeah, I'm happy with that.
Do you think Leader should go further down, or do you think Leader deserves to sort of stay where it is?
Did you put it as 5? Did you say
I put it as
Leader?
5.
No, I think that's fine. Pop it there. I think you're right, really, because the actual choreography and everything is just so hilarious.
And the amount of sopranos that they go through, that they have to teach the choreography to. I feel sorry for Dilly and Adele.
Yeah, and whoever has to be put through that pain as well.
Number 4, we both
Song of
agreed
Sexual
on Song of Sexual.
Reorientation. Yeah. Right, here we go. Top 3 now. See, number 1. How on earth are we going to decide on that? Because we're both so fixed on
We
what
are
we
gonna
think is
come
the
at
best.
loggerheads.
Anyway,
Number 3.
what did you have at 3?
I had Masochism Tango.
See, I had Barry and Frida, which I know you.
I'm not willing to budge at all on Barry and Frida.
Which means that I'm not going to have a hope in hell in persuading you that dogging should be on the top spot.
What about Taboo? Taboo at number.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest Taboo for number 3.
I think now we should state our special mentions. And obviously there are quite a few special mentions that I would like to mention. Some being Fascinating Aida, some being Monty Python, some being Tom Lehrer. So our Fascinating Aida special mentions are Stick Your Head Between Your Legs and Kiss Your Ass Goodbye. A very funny and fitting song.
And fitting song.
Trying times that we're in. Much More Married by Dilly Keane is a highly hilarious song, especially with the orgasmic sounds coming from the band at the end.
Again, I say whatever floats your boat.
And our third and final Fascinating Aida special mention is Down with the Kids for Shizzle My Nizzle.
It is just a magnificent and very, very clever song. I love it.
Monty Python shout-outs. We have Every Sperm is Sacred, a song for the Roman Catholics in the world. Sit on My Face and Tell Me That You Love Me, for all of the sex enthusiasts of the world. Always Look on the Bright Side of Life, for all of those glass half full people in the world. Tom Lehrer, hundreds of songs. The Elements. We didn't see that as a very funny song.
No.
It did get a mention on Saturday, I believe. The Vatican Rag, for again all of those Roman Catholics out there. There are just so many songs. If we've missed any songs, put them in the comments below, and we'll check them out. Maybe we could try this exercise again.
Yeah, and I think it might be handy to put in the description for the video our list of 20 songs, so that the viewers can go away and look at those if they're not familiar with those songs.
If they really want to.
They'll probably come back and have tremendous arguments with us about it, but that's what it's all about.
So now on to our top 2. Now I know for number 2 you had Taboo.
I did, but we decided at 3, didn't we?
And we decided that for number 3. Number 2, I had Dogging. and I'm sure we're not going to budge. Neither of us are going to
No,
budge on our number one.
it's just not going to happen.
So this is where it's going to get interesting, guys. This is where it's going to get interesting. Bring a bowl of popcorn. Make yourself comfortable.
Again, I'd like to ask you, what if you can remember your initial reactions to those songs, which one you laughed at more? Because at the end of the day, that's what this is about.
Yes.
And I was there the first time you saw Dogging, because I was the one that introduced you to it.
Yes.
Hopefully no one's tuned in at that point.
I can't really remember how much I laughed the first time, but I've seen Dilly do it live multiple times through DVD, and I've seen her do it live on stage. I've seen her do it live 3 times. And each time it does get funnier. You know exactly what's coming. And just her sly looks at the audience, as if to say, I know I sound really posh, but stick with it because and I think in the latest stage show, she just sat down at the piano and went, "This is a love song," and went,
yeah. What a wonderful transition there.
So I do.
Oh, I think I've broken through.
It's very hard because Barry and Frida has been rewritten, obviously, as times have gone on, and the latest version, the last version Victoria Wood wrote, was extremely funny.
Yeah.
So it's very hard. I think you should state why you think Dogging should happen.
Well, again, I just say that for me personally, when I watched the two songs for the first time, I know for a fact that Dogging. I don't want to go into too many details, but I very nearly had a bit of an accident, let's say, because it was so funny. And I don't remember, as much as I did laugh at Barry and Frida, I don't think it quite. It's just the fact that she's an aging woman singing about dogging and using very explicit words and all of the rhymes, and I just think it's a genius song. That's my reasoning.
Despite it being a timeless classic, I think for number 2, we will have to split our insecurities and our disparages and opinions. And I think Barry and Frida has to come in at number 2.
Yes, I've broken through.
It is an ageless classic, and where it's been rewritten so many times. And it's the same with Taboo. Taboo and Barry and Frida are very similar because they go with the times.
Yeah. No, I get that completely.
Dogging doesn't need any rewrites. Dogging, it will always be dogging.
Yeah. No,
so
I
there
agree
you have
with
it. Our top 20. We have at 20 we have Marvelous Metronome. 19, This Is My House. 18, I Got It From Agnes. 17, Five Puffs and Two Pianos. 16, Bum to the World. 15, Sad. 14, Poisoning Pigeons in the Park. 13, We Will All Go Together. Number 12, we have Prejudice. And 11, we have Perspective, or Soon You'll Be Dead. At number 10, F Sharp. And then we have Alarm Bells and Political Correctness Gone Mad. At 7, Masochism Tango. And at 6, It Isn't Too Late to Be Famous. At number 5, we have Leader by Fascinating Aida. And number 4, Song of Sexual Reorientation. Number 3, we have Taboo. A close number 2, Barry and Frida by the late great Victoria Wood. And the smile is running across Harry's face.
Just watching you squirm as you had to say that it was in its second place was a very good thing.
And coming in at number 1, we have Dilly Keane with Dogging. I'm not going to sing it now because we don't have copyright.
No.
I could sing Leader though.
I think we may lose a lot of viewers if we do that. Right, so that's the end of the first half. So I guess it's now time to reflect on the week that we've had, and there's been a lot of developments in the whole Black Lives Matter issue, and a lot.
Firstly, I would like to bring up. I don't know if you heard this morning. I've been listening to the radio, and Dame Vera Lynn.
Yes, I have seen that. Yes. Very sad.
The nation's sweetheart, aged 103, and this year she became the oldest person to reach the top 40.
Yeah.
An amazing musician, amazing singer, an amazing person. We need somebody like Vera Lynn now to sort of unite us all, rather than
all this conflict. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Yeah, so it's been a very busy week. So, what are your opinions on this week's events?
There have been so many. First of all, I would like to talk about the Marcus Rashford situation. And as a Man United supporter, I would like to just give him a round of applause now. And I've seen lots of Manchester United supporters say class on the pitch and class off the pitch. And I've seen football supporters, no matter what club you support, in support of what he's done. What I don't agree with is Katie Hopkins.
No, I'm with you on that.
She needs to be shot, hung, drawn, and quartered. She just makes a bad situation out of anything. I remember
deliberately takes the opposing view to get attention and cause mayhem, basically, on Twitter is what she tries to do.
I remember her making a tweet a while ago saying, "Why buy skinny jeans if you're not skinny?" And some of the tweets that she listed on, I think it was Tuesday, that they made the U-turn.
Yeah.
Some of the tweets that she made were absolutely disgusting. I'm just going to see if I can find some now.
I mean, people like this shouldn't be allowed anywhere near Twitter. They just stir things up and cause even more problems. As you say, for nothing really. Like, there's no reason. I mean, how can you look at what Marcus Rashford did and say anything like she did? I mean, you've got to be utterly heartless.
So one of the tweets that she made after Marcus Rashford celebrated was, "Dear at Marcus Rashford, do you think women should think about how they are going to feed a child before they decide to have it? I do not want to pay to feed other people's kids. you are welcome to. Thank you, Katie Hopkins.
And then I do know what Rashford's response was, which we probably
Yeah.
can't repeat on here.
Another one that she made was Birmingham mum, I just had another baby. Also Birmingham mum, what the hell do you mean I have to feed it? Do I have to do everything my bloody self? That's the taxpayer's job. And I
It's
can
just,
it makes you laugh because it's so stupid that these thoughts even run through her head.
I know. It makes you wonder whether she actually thinks that, or if she's just saying it to cause arguments and get well, I was going to say popularity, but get in the news and stuff. I
I
mean,
know for a fact she is a very keen supporter of the riots. She's
I'm
been
sure.
pictured. She's been pictured at the riots.
Yeah, and the riots are another cause for concern this week, particularly on Saturday with the far right um, protesters coming out, who were supposed to be there to protect the statues, particularly of Winston Churchill, but then decided to attack the police who were there to protect the statues,
Yes.
and then do Nazi salutes in front of Churchill. And again, these are probably the same people that a few weeks ago celebrated VE Day. I mean, what are they trying to what are they trying to achieve there? They're just obviously looking for a fight. They're, you know,
Yeah. Yeah. The
people
pubs
are
are
bored.
closed, so people are bored. And of course, going on to Black Lives Matter, um, football football returned last night, much to my happiness, and I sat and watched both games that were showed, that were live. And just before kick-off, they all did a minute silence, and the minute silence was for those who had died, for the 40 or the how many people have died now of coronavirus?
Well, it's like something like 41,000 or something like that, but the excess death toll is something like 65,000. So yeah,
So they did a minute silence to remember those, but they also all four teams and their managers and their coaches and the referees got down on one knee
yeah,
in support of Black Lives Matter, and rather than their names being on the back of the shirt with their number, they still have their number, but it says Black Lives Matter,
yeah.
which I found it incredibly difficult because the teams that were playing, I'm not too familiar with the players.
Oh, hello.
So when someone got a red card, the player went off. Um, but I think they're right to show support to those players. There are in the Premier League there are a lot of black players. Some are English born, like
Yeah,
Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho. He plays in Germany, but he's black. He could be coming back to the Premier League this next season. Paul Pogba is French and black. And you look back to the start of the season, and racism was a key part to the start of the season because I think black players almost outweigh the white players in football, in English football anyway, because a lot of good talent comes from overseas, um, And when you have a black player miss a penalty, Paul Pogba missed a penalty for Manchester United, and the following Saturday, Marcus Rashford missed a penalty for Manchester United. Both were subject to racist abuse
Yeah.
after the games, just for missing a penalty. And you think, how stupid is that? And then in December, Manchester United played Manchester City, and that's a very big game because it's Manchester derby and two Manchester teams sort of fighting to be the team of the city. And it just so happened at the time of a corner, Manchester United were 2-0 up. And they have a player called Fred who is a black player and is Brazilian. And he went to take a corner, and there were people throwing lighters and stones at him. And those fans did get season bans or a permanent ban from being at the club. Do you remember the England-Bulgaria game for the Euros?
I do.
For the Euro qualifiers. That was a game shadowed by racist abuse. All I remember of that game was the racism during the game. And it's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Exactly. And that's why Black Lives Matter is so important. Like, racial justice it's so important, and it needs to be addressed. But I would like to just refer to a little bit to all of the ridiculous things that have been going on in the last few weeks, the last week really. And I've had a bit of a change of heart from last week about all of this censoring. And last week I didn't really know how far they were going to go with this. I thought they would just look at a few and maybe get rid of them. But it's becoming a farce now. I mean, we've now got people on Twitter complaining that Cocoa Pops is somehow racist because it has a brown monkey on the front, whereas Rice Krispies have a couple of white kids on the front. And I just think that sort of thing angers people, and it's just unnecessary. It doesn't have anything to do with what they're trying to achieve. And I think it just gives them a bit of it doesn't help with their following.
It's nothing to do with colour anymore. It's just become
it's just
like
selfish
a pilgrimage on what can we move on to now? What can we destroy because we may find it offensive? Penny Lane in Liverpool is apparently linked to a slave trader.
Yeah.
So they're looking at getting that renamed.
Well, it's been vandalised all over the place, and actually the whole of Liverpool has got links with the slave trade because most of the buildings apparently were built by slaves. So if they're following that line, are they going to knock down Liverpool? It's a fair point. They're obviously not.
John Cleese of Monty Python made a very good point. The Greeks are famous for using slaves and being slave traders, as are the Romans. Do we rip down statues? Do we take them out of history books and not teach about ancient Greece or Romans anymore? Or Egypt? The pyramids were built by slaves.
Ah, exactly.
Did you knock all of those down because they were built by slave trading?
This is my issue. Like, at what point is this going to stop? I mean, just the other day I walked through the gardens in Lyme Regis near where I live, and one of the statues there had been branded racist and everything because I don't know anything about this statue, but someone has obviously found that he had links with the slave trade, You know, when is this going to stop? And it's not helping.
No.
But yeah, I want to just talk about Little Britain for a moment, because there was a very interesting interview I listened to on Talk Radio, which I sent to you, and they had a black woman on as a guest, and she was making a very alternative point, that she actually loves Little Britain, and she thinks it's quite offensive that people seem to be assuming that black people will find it offensive, and it implies that they don't have a sense of humour. And I thought, no one's thought of that, have they? It's just the assumption that everyone will think it's offensive. It's very selfish.
And Little Britain doesn't just mimic black people; it mimics disabled people, fat people, thin people. I mean, one of the sketches that is constantly referred to is Fat Fighters. And the leader of Fat Fighters is constantly referring to them as fat. And that what they need to eat to lose weight is dust.
Yeah. And I think
you have David.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. I know last week I was sort of saying that maybe it is time for a review, but when you think about it, comedy is all about being politically correct. Is all about not being politically correct. Like that's what gives comedy its edge, if you know what I mean.
Sorry, the radio has just put me on high alert because all I heard was air raid sirens. And I was thinking,
Right.
bloody hell, something's going on. Shut the window.
Just when you think 2020 couldn't get any worse.
Bang.
But yes, right, we should probably move on.
Move swiftly onwards.
To the second part.
And I think we should just say for the viewers, for this Fascinating Aida list, we selected collaboratively 20 songs that we wanted to go into the list. To save time, we did our own comprehensive lists on Saturday, and we've run through them already, so we know where we've played. Well, I don't really remember where you placed yours.
Yeah. So
just save a little bit of time.
Okay, so
now we will do a comprehensive list together.
Yeah.
Of our top 20 Fascinating Aida songs.
Yeah. So I will read out.
What did you have in 20?
What I've got it. Yeah, I've got the health and safety song at number 20.
I have Mistaken Identity. I am happy to shift on health and safety because I had it at 19.
Okay.
So
right.
Health and Safety,
we'll have
number 20.
Health and safety is 20. Yeah.
Number 19.
I have Time at number 19, and I seem to remember that you disagreed strongly with this.
I had it at number 9. I am, again, I am happy to budge. I would be happy to budge.
That's quite a move.
Looking back over the list, I was probably a little bit too generous with that song.
Okay. So you're happy with it in at 90?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I gave it the benefit of the doubt because it's the oldest.
Yeah.
Whereas I should have thought about the song properly.
Yeah.
Number 18.
I know that you're not going to be happy about this one, but I've got Tesco Savers in at 18.
No, I'm not budging that at all. I have song cycle, a cycle of song.
Oh dear. Okay,
Come on,
I think
I've budged twice for you.
I'll be willing. I've got Bulgarian song cycles in at 14, so it's not too much movement there. So yeah, I'll give you that.
17.
17, I've got the herpes tango.
I have this table.
Right, now where did I have that? Right, well I've got this table at 16, so it's only one difference.
You gonna budge? Are you happy to
So
budge?
I will agree to budge on that one.
So we've both budged twice.
Yeah.
16. I've got
Six.
getting it. You obviously had. You obviously had
Right.
this table.
I had this table. I've got getting it at 9.
We can obviously shift another song. Tesco saves. I could probably budge on.
I'll stick that in at 16.
16. 15.
15. I have flowers in winter.
I have down with the kids.
I am not willing. We're down with the kids.
You'll get your prescription.
Okay.
Do you have to pay for it? Have you got any cash?
I don't think I do have to pay for it.
Why not?
I don't normally have to.
You should do.
I don't normally have to pay for it, though.
Why? You're not a student anymore.
Oh, I picked it up before I didn't have to.
Okay. Well,
I'll just go later.
okay, it's up to you.
Yeah.
It's fine.
In case I
Okay.
do have to. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Hi, Sam.
Hiya. This week's cameo appearance was Linda Eastwood.
Right.
15. As we were saying.
Right. So 15. I have flowers in winter.
I've got that at number 10. I'm not happy to budge at all on Flowers in Winter. So we need to choose another song. I could potentially put the Herpes Tango in at 15.
That's fine because I had that in at 17. So.
$14.
So 14, I have the Bulgarian song cycle, which we obviously shifted.
14 I had Isn't Too Late.
Wow. I've got that in at number 5.
Yes, I seem to remember because I replaced Isn't Too Late with another song, which obviously you will hear about later.
Yeah.
What about... I could budge on Flowers in Winter at 14.
Okay.
$13.
I have Look Mummy No Hands in at 13.
I've got Much More Married.
I've got that in at 10, but I think I would be willing to swap those.
I had Tesco saves.
In at 12.
16. Yes.
I've got stick your head between your legs. Which I know you disagree with.
No way. No way. No way.
Okay. Sorry, which did you have in at 12?
In it.
Sorry, say that again.
I had Tesco saves.
Okay, yeah.
I had Tesco saves, but that's obviously in 16.
Yeah, I'll be willing to move
Where
that.
did you have?
Well, I had Tesco saves at 18.
Yeah, I think we decided to put it in because I've
Yeah.
got Song Cycle
Yeah.
at 18. It's not in at 12.
Yeah. We're having some small connection issues here, so apologies for that.
Number 11.
I had mistaken identity in at 11.
Mistaken identity. So our 20 to 11 are health and safety, time, song cycle, this table, Tesco saves, the herpes tango, flowers in winter, much more married, Saturday night, and mistaken identity.
Yeah.
Number 10.
Number 10, I had much more married.
I've got look, mummy, no hands. I
I'm afraid.
10.
Can you repeat that? Sorry, I missed that.
I have for that to go in.
Okay.
Number 9.
I have getting it in at number 9.
I had getting it at 16, but I'm happy for getting it to go in at number 9.
Okay. It's an easy one. Now then.
This
Looking
where
at
it
it,
gets tricky.
it does. Now I know for a fact that there's a major discrepancy with the next one because I have the Christmas song in at number 8.
I'm not willing to let it go so high up. It deserves a lower ranking. Down with the kids.
Yeah, I'll be willing to go with that because I had that in at 7.
Okay. That's an acronym for down with the kids. 7.
Well, as I said, I had down with the kids in at 7.
Okay. Isn't too late to be famous.
Yeah, okay.
It's getting very hard. It's getting really hard to choose.
So
Number 6.
I have Saturday Night in at number 6.
But that's gone in at number 12. Stick your head between your legs.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Just
Not
missing
bad,
out on the top 5 spot.
Mm.
Because again, it is one of the songs that doesn't really need to be rewritten. It will always be that song, and it will always have a clear message.
Yeah.
Number 5.
Well, I had It Isn't Too Late to Be Famous in at number 5.
I have Taboo.
See, I had Taboo in at number 2.
Again.
I think it's a cracking song.
So the remaining 5 that I have are Taboo, Song of Sexual Reorientation, Leader, Dogging, and the Christmas song.
Yeah.
We have any of those to choose from. Personally, I am happy to put Reorientation at number 5. If
Yeah.
you are happy.
I had that in at 4, so that's fair enough.
Number 4.
Leader.
Yep.
This is where it's going to get interesting.
This is where it's going to get difficult. I would put Taboo at number 3.
Yeah, go with that.
And again, Dogging finds itself fighting for the top spot. And we have to try and argue about which song goes to top.
I mean, I do
If
like.
we're going for the laugh factor, I think I probably did laugh more at the Christmas song the first time I saw the Christmas song.
It was it took us by surprise, that's for sure.
And the fact that they wrote it in the afternoon of the performance.
It is impressive.
And of course, we've both seen them do it live. I've seen them do it live twice.
Yeah.
And again, like Dogging, it doesn't become unfunny just because it starts off and then you've got the Christmas comes but once a year, and when it comes it brings good cheer. And then it goes into try not to be it's Christmas, take a tip from Santa.
Talking about censoring. I think, as you were willing to budge before, I might give you this victory.
I think both songs are worthy of the top spot.
Yeah.
I'm just happy that I was allowed this victory. I'd like to thank my parents.
I'd like to thank mine for barging in during this podcast.
Absolute legends. As I said on Saturday night, absolute legends.
So, there we are. That's our top 20 Fascinating Aida songs.
And I would just like to say thank you to Dilly Keane, to Adele Anderson, Marilyn Cutts, Denise Warmby, maybe, Izzy Van Randwick, maybe, and Liza Pullman, and Sarah Louise Young.
Yeah.
I think they all bring something interesting to Fascinating Aida, and well done to Dilly and Adele for surviving this long And if we
Absolutely.
survive as long as they do,
It'll be a bloody miracle.
I deserve a medal.
Yeah.
To
Well,
say
at
the
least we
least.
agree on something.
If I haven't killed you by if I haven't killed you by the end,
Then you must be a saint.
the Queen should knight me. And I do have to say that as we have done a comedy song list, I feel we should sort of announce it now to all of the listening millions. And you don't need your ears testing to hear this. Next year, after what will be 4 years apart, you will be able to see the two handsome people that you are seeing before you live on stage, performing together once again after what seems to be a lifetime of me doing solo shows. I'm getting fed up of doing solo stuff, so Harry, please rush back as soon as you can.
Yes, as soon as we can get an audience in and get together for some rehearsals.
And actually write something together. And I already have lots of solos planned for him. He doesn't know this yet, but
well, you shouldn't have told me. I don't think.
But it will be nice to be out together again, and make the nation laugh.
And I'm sure there'll be plenty of things to discuss during the show, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of new songs about what's been happening recently. You can be sure
about
of that.
Black Lives Matter and coronavirus, and Dominic Cummings may make an appearance. But more information on that when all of this is over. Basically.
Absolutely. Right, I think before the viewers fall asleep, it's time to wrap up there.
The draw to close the book.
Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll be back next week with another instalment.
And next week we will be discussing mental health. And it's okay to not be okay. So thank you for watching.
Thank you.